What's up everyone, Sigs here, and today we have part 8 of a series in which I showcase some Pokémon TCG singles that I've picked up this week in as much detail as possible, close up and in 4K resolution, but today with a little twist, because all of these cards are V Pokemon in the full art style. This is one of my favorite art styles, and most of these Pokemon cards are pretty affordable, so there should be something here for everyone. And if you like this kind of thing, there's a link to a playlist containing all of my Pokemon TCG videos down in the description. But for today, we're going to be starting off with our first full art V card, and it is the Dragonite V. So this card is an ultra rare from the Pokemon Go set. I paid $8.47 for it. And I'll show you what I mean about these full art V cards because there's so much going on. First of all, you can see that holographic ray pattern moving across the card. Additionally, they tend to pop incredibly well in the light. Some great vibrant color contrast, and there's also this silhouette and stenciling of the body of the Pokemon, which I think looks really cool. And if that wasn't enough, these cards are all also textured. There's some really unique texture patterns on these V cards. Typically, the background will have its own textured pattern, while the body of the Pokemon will have a different one, which really just leads to this contrast and makes these cards pop amazingly well. So I'll get you in close in 4K. You can see that texture, some of that shiny holographic there, as we take a look at our first full art V with this Dragonite. Our next full art V card coming right up here, we have this Beedrill. This is an ultra rare from the Astral Radiance set, for which I paid $2.84. Once again, you can see that holographic ray pattern. I'll show you the pop in the light with that stenciling. Just looks so great. And we'll take a look at the texture pattern on this one. You can see some really interesting patterns up above Beedrill's head there, leaning in to the various colors, making them really stand out in the right light. So we'll get in up close. In 4K, you can see the Beedrill, some of that texturing, the foil pattern there, and there you go. That is our next full art V card. Another really cool Gen 1 Pokemon in that art style is this Butterfree V. This ultra rare is from the Darkness Ablaze set. I paid $2.39 for it. We see that same ray holographic pattern. Different color on this one. Another thing that I really like about these V cards is they come in so many different colors, so even if you're not looking for a particular Pokemon, you might be looking for one in a particular color to match with the rest of the cards, perhaps on a binder page. But we'll get a look at the texturing on this one. You can see Butterfree itself has its own texture pattern on the wings and the body, and then this background has these textured swooshes, once again really highlighting the colors in that background. So we'll get in up close in 4K. This card seems to have some kind of print defect on it, but it doesn't take away from how amazing this card looks, especially in the right light. Next up, we have a pair of cards here. We'll take a look at the first one. It is the legendary Zamazenta. This ultra rare is from the Sword and Shield base set, and I paid $3.27 for it. Once again, we see that really cool foil pattern glinting off of his eyes there, contrasting with the matte finish that's showing through from some of the textured elements. Pops really well in the light. An amazing red and yellow card with that vibrant white stenciling. And we'll take a look at the texture here. You can see these textured swooshes in the background of the card, again emphasizing that colorful background, contrasting with the texture lines on the face of the Pokemon there. Get you in up close in 4K, get a look at this gorgeous card right there, pop in the light, really cool one. And you might guess what's coming up next, because it is the counterpart of Zamazenta. It is, of course, Zacian. So contrasting with that bright, vibrant red on the Zamazenta, we have this amazing blue on the Zacian, again with that white stenciling. And the texture here has a lot going on in the background with some kind of rays coming down from the top and emanating out from behind Zacian, contrasting with those lines on Zacian itself. I just think these cards are so cool, especially for cards that are usually pretty cheap. You get this amazing foiling, texturing, and this great color contrast with that stenciling. I think this pair of legendary cards just looks so cool, and I hope that you enjoy seeing them too. And you don't even have to spend that much to find cool cards in this art style, because here, for only 99 cents, we have the Chandelure V. This ultra rare is from the Fusion Strike set, once again with that holographic pattern. The great pop in the light with the all-white stenciling contrasting with this fiery background, matching the fire of Chandelure itself. And this one has a crazy textured pattern. You can see pretty well there in that top left corner. These texture lines going in alternating directions, again lending to a kind of fiery looking background for this fiery ghost Pokemon. And once again, I'll get you in up close. You can see some of those texture lines, some of that foiling, and the full art artwork featuring prominently this Chandelure popping off right there. And there's other great V cards for less than $1 too, because this next one only costs 90 cents, and it is the Magnezone V. So for one that costs less than $1, there's a lot going on with this one. The foiling, again, looking really good there. That great color pop with the electric lines in the background. And again, the texturing. Look at that. Look at the way that the texture lines move across the electric lines coming out of Magnezone there. That is just such a cool card effect, especially on a card that is less than $1. So I'll get you in up close here. You can see that really cool artwork, the electricity crackling out from Magnezone there. And I just need to take one more look at those texture lines on that electricity, because that is just so cool to me, and I hope that you think so too. Another cool thing about these cards is just how many Pokemon there are in this art style, as we see here with the Gardevoir V. This ultra rare from the Champions Path set costs me $3.41 and features a very popular Pokemon with that foil pattern, that amazing pop in the light, that almost solid blue background contrasting with the green and white of Gardevoir with the stenciling and silhouette. And let's look at the texture pattern on this one. Wow, look at those bands of texturing moving together and apart in the light depending on what angle you view it at. The card almost seems to come to life like it's moving. So cool. And again, this one a very popular Pokemon and a very cool art style for less than $5. I just think these cards are so cool. It's so hard to go wrong picking one of these up if you like the Pokemon. And I think that a lot of these elements just don't come through in pictures. You don't know until you see these cards in person how much is really going on, which is why I wanted to showcase cards like this as we continue with the Sableye V. Now this one I really like. Again, there's the hollow pattern. Look at this pop in the light with that background. So many different neon colors going on back there. And the texturing on this one, you can see right there, again, we have these bands alternating horizontally and vertically, adding a depth to this background when contrasted with the texturing on the Pokemon itself. Just some really cool patterns going on there with the texturing and this amazing color pop featuring the Pokemon even more prominently with the silhouette. So let's get in up close to this one. You can see that texturing, the foiling, and this really cool full art artwork on one of my favorite Pokemon there. And for our last full art V card for today, we have one that's a little bit more expensive. It is the Espeon V. This ultra rare is from Evolving Skies. It cost me $15.55, and it has a lot of the same effects going on. You can see that foiling there. The color pop on this one is just great. That really luminous background contrasting with the purple of Espeon amazingly there. And when we get into the texturing on this one, you can maybe see why it's a little bit more pricey, in addition to the fact that it's just a popular Pokemon, as we have this checkerboard textured pattern for this background. Almost seems like it's sucking you into the back there, like Espeon's coming out of a magical neon wormhole. Just so cool no matter which angle you look at it at. And we'll get in up close. Again, let's see that artwork. You can kind of see some of the hash lines of that checkerboard pattern there, even when the card is flat. And when we look at it in the right light, you can really see that moving texture board pattern and that amazing color pop with that silhouette. So I can see why this one is worth the $15 price tag, but let me know in the comments what you think. And that is going to be all for today's video. A little bit of a quicker one here, as we do have all of the same art styles, so not as much to talk about, but we can see that each individual card even has its own unique texture pattern, making them all stand out from each other, while still all belonging to this really cool art style. It's one that I really enjoy, and I think are great budget pickups for people who are looking to collect a specific Pokemon or fill out pages in their binders. And we will be looking at more of these cards in the future, both in randomized videos as well as in a part 2 of these full art cards that should be coming out pretty soon. So be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this, but that's all for today. So I've been Sigs. For now, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a good one. Take care. Peace.